I'm O'Day. That's Vicky. I'm me. You're you. We are we.
Oh my god, that was so corny.
The You, Me, We
goodness.
podcast. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the You, Me, We podcast. I'm O'Day.
I'm Vicky.
And we are live on Facebook for today's episode. Actually, for the past 3 weeks.
Yeah, for the past 3 weeks.
Past 3 episodes, we have been live on Facebook. And we figured we would continue that during this quarantine. So give you guys a chance to see our recording process. And for those of you who've been logged on for a while, you just saw our pre-recording process, which sometimes takes a while. So we're here. And Vicky, how has your week been?
It has been very, 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 how do you say that? It's been very eventful and very trying.
Mine has been very peaceful. Continue.
I'm done.
Okay. So mine has been peaceful, quiet, stress-free. Big shout out real quick. Big shout out to Coach Woodbury. My coach just joined in the chat. Happy belated birthday, Coach John Woodbury, one of the gentlemen that has played a part in making me the man that I am today. So shout out to Coach John Woodbury. That was my basketball coach growing up, a mentor to me. So shout out to you, Coach. I'd be remiss if I didn't throw that in there. Go ahead, Vicky.
You see me, right?
Yeah. So This week, we wanted to talk about a topic that was brought up by a good friend of mine, Samori. Samori's in the chat right now on Instagram and on Facebook. And we wanted to talk about this topic because we have friends that we feel are in this situation. We've been in this situation. And it was a great topic. It was a topic of chemistry versus, I always forget the second word. Chemistry versus
compatibility. Stop trying to be slick. You just can't say it. It's okay.
Explain the topic. And this was brought up by Sam on his live. And it was a great conversation. And he brought us on to talk about it on his live. And we thought we would continue that conversation. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. Do you have more chemistry with someone, or are you more compatible? Like, which is more important in a relationship? And some people, they messaged me and they were like, no, both are important. And I'm like, I understand that. What I'm asking is which one is more important, right? So it's not that because one is more important, one is not important. They're both important, just not equally. So some people had trouble with that. But for the most part, it looked like most people said chemistry is more important.
And let me know if I'm wrong, Sam, in the chat. That was, I want to say, the consensus of most of the men when Sam brought this topic up. A lot of the men were saying chemistry. Yeah, I agreed. I said chemistry as well.
Yeah, so 53% said chemistry is more important, and 47% said compatibility is more important. As far as gender goes, it was pretty neutral. There was no emphasis on like more women chose compatibility as opposed to more men. But there were people messaging us with pretty interesting points of view.
Tell us what the woman had to say.
One person said, I think chemistry can be created once you have compatibility. To have chemistry with a few people, that they've had chemistry with people that they were not compatible with. Okay. So it was kind of like flatline.
Should we go back and first, I guess, define what do we mean when we say compatibility? What do we mean when we say chemistry?
When you match with someone really well, and then the other one is when you have that, I guess, like natural lustness or something. Okay.
That's chemistry, the natural lustness?
Like when you're vibing really great and there is like that. Like to me, chemistry is like there's that tad of flirtation with you guys vibe very well. You have really good vibrations, but some people that can be reserved for only one kind of relationship, and then there's other people that they have chemistry, but that person is like more like a friend, but they would never take it farther than that. Like there's different kinds of chemistry. So just in the generic sense, that's chemistry.
Chris said chemistry is the feeling of seamless attraction.
Okay, perfect.
And
the spark.
I'll admit.
Vibes, spark, fire. Yeah.
And I'll admit, I feel like, and you said the word lustfulness. And I feel some type of way when people use certain terms to describe the chemistry because it gives off that feeling of like chemistry only refers to like, oh, it's that feeling you get early on and not something that could be lasting.
I do think that chemistry is something that you do get early on without zero work.
But it can be something that is lasting.
It's something that you have to work at making it last. It doesn't. This is what people got it.
No, first of all, lower your voice. But go ahead. I don't know. You got a little.
I leaned back so I wouldn't be all up in the microphone
Okay.
too.
So
Okay, this is what people got messed up about chemistry.
you can bring your mic a little closer then, or at least have his face. Have his face.
Get
just,
off.
Just have his face in your
Get
mouth.
off my
That's all.
mic. Okay, so what people have messed up about chemistry is that they think that chemistry should naturally exist in the way that it was created in the beginning, without understanding that chemistry only lasts as long as you put the work into it. So at first it comes naturally. There is no work. It just fireworks. It just happens, right? But for the long term, you have to make that chemistry. You have to keep that chemistry going. And people get lazy and they think like, oh, we're not vibing anymore. There's no chemistry there. Yeah, because you ain't been doing shit. Hello? Chemistry is not like, oh, it's just gonna disappear and reappear when it wants. Like that's not how it works. It's not a seasonal thing. It's work. Like that's part of the work of making something last forever. So annoying.
Okay.
So anyways. So people were saying like chemistry is felt. That doesn't lie. You can be compatible with someone and not have any chemistry, which is true, right? So I feel like for every pro to one argument, that's an equal and opposite pro for the other argument. So there was no one that favored the other. Like you can have chemistry but not vibe. You can vibe but not have chemistry. Like it's weird. So when we put this up, someone inboxed us and was like, yo, that is my current situation at the moment. I'm dating 2 people. One I have great chemistry with.
Mm-hmm.
They have great fun times together.
Okay.
But they're not as compatible.
They have great adult time together.
They have a lot of fun in adult time together.
Adult time is A1.
Right.
Okay.
But the other person they're dating is their compatibility is like seamless, but their adult time is not. It's like subpar.
Okay, so let's break down what Anthony DM'd us. I'm joking. It's not Anthony. I'm joking. Anthony. I'm joking. Anthony. It's not Anthony. Anthony is in the Facebook chat right now. It's not him. So I hope I didn't get you in trouble. But go ahead. I hope I did.
So, wait, what?
What?
What you said?
No, sorry. I hope I didn't get him in trouble.
No. Before that, let's break what down. One person.
No. I was joking.
They have subpar.
Yeah.
So they're like, I was like, I would love to put this question up. I was gonna say post this question. And it's so crazy the different responses that we receive for this. Mm-hmm. Like, it is mind-boggling, right? And mind you, the people responding, they're married, single, in situations and relationships. They're in all kinds of walks of life. So I'll read you some of them. They were like, chemistry and good sex is all that matters. Neither of them, don't settle. There's going to be someone out there with everything that you want.
That person's going to be lonely for a while.
They can talk about what's not working about the sex part with someone they're compatible with. It just seems like communication is off. Someone else said, I've done both situations and I'm still single, so let it go. Chemistry, they're like, okay, sex is not so great. Life is too short. Go with chemistry. Been there, done that. Go with chemistry. To choose compatibility. Someone was like, whoever has the career, health, insurance, retirement plan, and loves and respects you.
Wait, go back.
They were like, the person who has a career, health insurance, and a retirement plan, and also loves and respects you, go with that.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what?
Oh, yeah. Make sure they love you, too.
You're right.
But how that health plan, though?
You're right.
What female said that?
Let me tell you, the person who said that, her and her spouse have great careers, great health insurance, great retirement plans. So, you know what, she's doing something right. So she knows what she's talking about. chemistry, date the one that has chemistry, go with compatibility. You can build on the rest as you grow together, which I actually do believe.
Okay.
But my answer,
Hearing some maturity.
my
Okay.
answer to that question is neither of them.
Why?
Because if chemistry is all you got with that one person and you already know you're not really that compatible with, why waste your time? Life is too short. Why waste your time? Just let it go. The person that you are compatible with, but you're not having fun with in your adult time, if you're not up for the work, let it go. If you're not up for it now in the beginning, you ain't going to be up for it later. So just let it go.
If you had to pick one.
If I had to pick one?
So for those of you who are in the chat too, let us know. So you have somebody that you're compatible with, but the chemistry isn't there, right? And then you have vice versa. You have somebody with the chemistry there. You guys click. You guys on the same vibrations, but you're not compatible in many ways. Which one, if you had to pick one, aside from being a cat lady and just being single forever, which one do you go with? Or which one could you see yourself leaning more towards, and why? And I'll answer as well.
Okay. The answer is based on what stage of my life I'm in.
Okay.
Because if I am being like just living my life, I'm not really trying to get tied down, but I don't want to be lonely. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna go with the person that I have chemistry with. Okay. Because I want zero responsibility. I just want to have a good time for a short time and be out. I'm not trying to get in a relationship with you. Like I want a very light, like a very light and casual situationship. That is what I would go with the chemistry person for.
If you were at that point in your life,
I just want to go grab something to eat and have a good time, and that's it. I don't want to be feeling like I don't want to build anything with you. I just want to kill time. Like that. Okay. That would be why I would go with chemistry. Like I'm just trying to have a good time for a short time, because a long time it ain't it. If I am trying to settle down, and this person is showing that they are willing to work in the areas that they need help in.
They are willing to?
Well, yeah, because they're the ones that are lacking.
Oh, okay.
Then I would go with the person that I'm most compatible with, and then we can get there. But it really just depends on what area of my life I'm in. Like, what am I really trying to do? Because I'm not going to try to get locked in to someone when I'm just trying to have a good ass time. Like right now I'm just trying to live my life and I just want to have a good time. I'm deceiving the person that I'm compatible with, because it's like, oh, I want to build you up, but I still want to throw the deuces when the weather gets warm and I'm out here doing my thing. You know, like that just doesn't make sense.
I'm going to lean more towards chemistry. Because I feel like that's what is going to, and this kind of leads into a question somebody posed. That's what's going to, to me, keep us going, because that chemistry, that fire, that lustfulness will keep us going.
You said after rotate time.
Elizabeth in the chat asked, she was like, how could there be one without the other? Or I guess, or maybe it was, how can you be
compatible without having chemistry? But you can have both. So so again, the question was, what is more important in a relationship? What's more important? So both are important. I just don't feel that both are important, equally important at all times.
Okay. So, but overall, I say chemistry overall is more important.
I think compatibility is.
Here's why I say chemistry. And I thought of an analogy while you were talking. I thought of for sports fans, I thought of dynasties, and I thought about, because I was thinking about the whole not the Jordan doc, but the Bulls Jordan doc, whatever that just came out. Think about those dynasties that crumble because the chemistry wasn't there with the team. Mm-hmm. So here you got two NBA, two phenoms, two all-stars playing together, winning like 3 or 4 championships. I want to say, or you just have a team where you have all-star players who, compatible-wise, they work. Here's a great passer, here's a great finisher, but chemistry-wise, one of them is Carmelo Anthony, and he just can't have good chemistry with anybody. So these dynasties end up breaking up, even though when it comes to the game, they work together, but just there's no chemistry. Were there to be chemistry, they can keep going. They'll have some more longevity. They'll learn how to work and make the whatever compatibility that they have even greater. So I say the chemistry in a relationship setting, the chemistry will keep that fire burning. So that even if we are not compatible in certain areas, because I have that lustfulness for you, that fire for you, I'm gonna be more prone to like work on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna want to work on it because I just have this fire, this chemistry that's always there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say chemistry is more important, because if we're just compatible with no chemistry, eventually I'm gonna get annoyed. I'm gonna get like frustrated. I'm just gonna be like, you know what, meh, because there's no chemistry to keep me there, to keep me wanting to work or to grow whatever or use whatever we're compatible with to make that our foundation or whatever. So that's why I say chemistry.
I think compatibility, because chemistry dies out. It's not always there. Sometimes you're really madly in love with the person you're with, and other times you're like, I'm good.
But okay, that's just natural.
But I feel like
that
compatibility,
just happens.
exactly, and that's why I feel like compatibility is more important, because it will carry you through until that resurgence of chemistry. So I feel like if you're heavily relying on chemistry, you're like, oh my God, we're not vibing right now. You know what? This is just not working anymore. This is not the person for me. And not understanding like chemistry is like a mood swing. It literally comes in and out. And the longer you're together, the longer the spaces are of chemistry, of like that fire chemistry, you know? But I feel like compatibility helps you through those low points. And I feel like chemistry assists in the compatibility of someone, but I think overall compatibility is more important for the longevity of a relationship. I think it's more important.
I feel like being more or relying more on compatibility, you risk getting into that situation where you are just staying together because, you know what? Because for our situation, things work. For financial reasons, because you have a good job and I have a good job, things work. We should just stay together because, you know what, we're compatible, as in like I don't know.
Yeah, but you're saying you're basing that just off of compatibility. Again, oh my God, how many times I say this? It's not just about being compatible. It's not just about having chemistry.
No,
about
I get it.
What is more important in the two.
And I'm just saying, I think chemistry is more important because compatibility will, we have a better chance of, I just feel like, you know what, at the end of the day, I just feel like that want, which I relate more to chemistry, is what will keep you going. You can be just butting heads when it comes to being compatible and just not clicking on each and everything, but that want, that fire is what makes you say, even though we're not clicking today, because I know I want and love her and always have this fire for her, I'm okay sticking around knowing that in a month from now and a week from now, we will get back to that point where we're working like a well-oiled machine. But if it's like the other way around, it doesn't work. If you're relying just on not relying just on it, but thinking that compatibility will help chemistry.
I do. I really do think it does, because I feel like you have to be on the same page to go into a relationship. Like, you have to be on the same page foundationally.
Okay.
On going into a relationship, and if you are on the same page, and even if the chemistry is not there at the present moment or not as intense at the present moment, you're both already on the same page of, this is just a rough patch or whatever. You know, you're not jumping out of your wits like, oh shit, this is not gonna work. I don't know. I feel like passion is temperamental, and I feel like compatibility is a lot more stable, and it's a lot more reliant. Now, you need both, absolutely, but I feel like things that are temperamental, it's like with high risk comes high rewards.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that kind of investment person. I'm not that kind of investor. I'm not about to get in a situation with somebody that I have, crazy ass.
Are you saying like why I gotta take high risk for it kind of thing? That's what you're saying? Like why should I have to take high risk?
Yeah, I'm not gonna go all in on chemistry because the way I see it is, like, we're super passionate. The chemistry's fire, blah, 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 but we're not compatible.
Mm-hmm.
And outside of that realm, it's just whack as hell.
Can I ask you a question?
And so I'm just gonna have like all that fun and then be like, oh my god, outside of that, this person's just whack as hell.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Without going too much into detail, if you had to pick which one has played more of a part in us staying together, chemistry or the compatibility? Which one has played a bigger role in us
Chemistry.
still here 10 years later?
Chemistry.
This has been another episode of the You, Me, We podcast. What have we learned? Actually, we haven't learned anything because we've always known
I look like
O'Day.
I'm picking my nose. I'm not picking my nose.
We've always learned that O'Day is always right.
I'm scratching the corner of it.
So chemistry.
Chemistry has carried us through very, very, very hard times. Again, I am not dismissing how unimportant chemistry is. Chemistry is important. But also our compatibility has played a major part.
But what has been more important with us?
What has played a bigger part, not so much what has been more important.
What has kept us through those times, those days, weeks, months, years, 10 years that we haven't been compatible? What has helped get us through those times? The chemistry.
Yes.
Yeah. So those times when you were looking at me, you're like, oh, I can't stand here. We're not compatible. In the back of your head, you were like, oh, but my want and my lust for that sexy, skinny man is so great. Don't make that face. Because just the other day, you told me you're so. What you said to me? You said,
I don't know what you're talking about.
But you complimented me.
I don't recall.
Even though I know you weren't feeling me at the moment because we weren't being compatible.
We haven't been compatible all week.
Why?
Let's go into that.
Yeah.
Let's go into that. Yo, somebody tell me if I'm crazy, right?
Okay. Story time. Go ahead.
Oh, wait. Sam said, when a man can feel your passion, efforts, energy in him, and you are still being a confident woman holding your own out here, that man will move for you, buy you a car, do whatever he has to do to keep that going. Meh. I don't think all guys are like that. I ain't buying
Vicky no damn car.
See? I don't think all guys are like that. Okay.
Why have we been beefing?
Okay. I'm a need y'all. You know what? I don't even need to say anything because I know y'all gonna side with me. Okay.
Go ahead.
So I've been cooking. I've been washing all the 30,000 cups that O'Day uses. Stop. To take sips of water.
Vicky, can we please make sure we're giving people accurate information when it comes to the dishes? That has either been an equal thing.
Oh no! I'm gonna tell you right now why I fell back.
No, even before you fell back.
No, before that. But I'm talking about within this week, I would say, why I fell back.
No, but don't paint that narrative of
I just said recently.
Go ahead.
Pay attention to the words.
Go ahead. But you were painting the wrong narrative.
I need you to listen.
Go ahead.
Listen to the words that I'm saying. See, and this is why after this we're gonna talk about Facebook debating. Okay.
Facebook debating, what?
So I've been cooking and just like cooking and washing dishes. Recently, I've been washing the dishes because I'm dirty and stuff. Whatever, I'm trying to keep it clean. Whatever.
I'm just laughing what Johanna said because I'm assuming you don't recall. I gotta get that shirt.
Okay.
I don't recall.
So I was over it. I'm over the cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, I'm just over it.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, O'Day. As a matter of fact, my friends, my people. This was on Monday, right? When that whole Teddy Riley babyface drama, that they did it all over again.
Yeah.
And it still came like tumbling down towards the end. Okay. So I'm like, yo, Day, I do not want to cook. Can you order food? Right? I just left it at that. Yo, order food. Give me a break. Please. I literally said, please give me a break and just order food.
You have my phone, right?
I went and did yoga. I put my phone down. I was like doing yoga, doing some other stuff.
Just so you know, We don't have to just tell the story. We can just read off the messages. We have the text. We have the.
That was like the message.
No. I mean, go ahead.
So,
go ahead.
anyways, so
I'll pull it out.
So I'm like doing yoga, whatever. It's like, I don't know, an hour passed, 30 to 45 minutes, 45 minutes to an hour. I literally don't know, but it wasn't longer than that.
You can see the timestamps.
I don't care all day. Let me get to the point of the story.
Give me my phone.
So I'm like, hey, did you order the food? And O'Day's like, no, I sent you a message. So I look at my phone. That's my phone. I look at my phone, and O'Day sends me a message, and he says, other than Strawberries, which is up the street from where we live, I don't know any places around here, right? O'Day goes and he like makes himself a little sandwich in the kitchen. He's like jamming out, singing to this Babyface Teddy Riley battle on Instagram. He's like having the time of his life, right? And I'm just sitting here like, where is this food? Cause I'm hungry. Where is this food? O'Day didn't order food because he sent me a message and I didn't respond because he doesn't know places here locally. Yo, let me tell you something. When O'Day did that, I was like, okay, starve, because I'm not making shit. I'm not making a damn
I was totally
thing
fine.
to eat.
I'm
not making anything to eat. And the fact that O'Day did not apologize about that whackness that he pulled on Monday, I was like, yo, this man will be eating air because I will not make him anything to eat. I will not make him anything to eat. Anything that I make to eat, I'm going to pack it,
Vicky, I will
put it in the fridge
on cheese. And I'll be
and
totally
you're going to
fine.
have to go out and buy that cheese because my petty is on 1,000 trying to let me stay here with no food because he didn't know spots locally. Like, oh, okay. So, like, when you travel and you want something to eat, you don't eat because you don't know the spots locally? Or do you just jump on Google and go like, yo, I'm ordering this. Do you want something from here?
Let me know when you're
bam,
done.
Bam, bam, and done. No,
Okay.
He didn't do that. He didn't take initiative. He threw that shit back on me. And because I didn't respond, then that's why he didn't order.
Okay. Can I get an honest answer from you? And those of you in the comment, those of you in the chat will probably before I even finish this question, I'm sure you will know what I'm getting at, Vicky. Honestly, are you the person that will comfortably tell somebody, hey, order me food and just leave it alone and be okay with whatever they pick? Just say yes or no.
Actually, you know what?
Be fully, no. It's a yes or no
apologize.
question. There is no in between.
Let me extend an apology to
Why can't you just answer my question?
Let me extend an apology
Vicky,
to you.
No, hold on. You spoke. Let me finish.
Let me extend an apology.
finish.
You just asked me a question and now I'm answering.
But I just want a yes or no.
No, it's not a yes or no, so I can't give you that.
I'm asking you for a yes or no.
I'm not
knowing
giving you
how the kind of person you are, which going off experience, which I know I'll bring up examples, but I know you won't recall. Many times it is not that simple. Just order something. Which is my response was, hey, because Vicky could say, oh, I know some of the local spots, but Vicky, with every restaurant, there is a specific issue Vicky has with every restaurant. So when she makes her orders, it has to be, make sure you don't put any of this, any of that. So for those reasons, she won't want something from this restaurant, from that one. These are all the local spots, even the Strawberries. So I just said to her, hey, because we both know you are the more picky one, hey, my first response would be, hey, Strawberries as opposed to the local ones. If you want to go local, you let me know, because I will always just say, hey, if it's a local spot, give me rice and meat. Give me rice and steak. Rice and chicken. I don't care how it's fried, boiled, whatever. Rice and chicken, I will eat it. You will straight up say, well, if you want this kind, we go to that place. So because you are the one that is more picky, and we both know this for a fact, facts Kellerman. That's why I said, Vicky, you let me know. And then not even with a text. A few minutes later, we had the conversation, or a while later, we had a conversation face to face, where I said, hey, I messaged you, and you looked at your phone, so you saw the message. So Vicky could have easily said, you know what? Okay, here is what I would prefer. Here's the place. Did you do that? Did you have an opportunity to say, okay, then going off of that, let's go with this location? Did you not have the opportunity to say that? Yes or no? I'm just asking you yes or no questions. I know for some women listening that is impossible to answer. Just a yes or no question with a yes or no. And that'll be another episode of the You Me Me.
So this is what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
When I told O'Day to order food, he said, "Do you have any preference?" I said no, right?
That is
And then
Vicky,
I sent him a
no,
message
no,
saying no pizza.
No. Here's why I'm telling you. The text is right in front of us. We can just go ahead. Instead of you saying that.
But did I tell you? But did I say no pizza?
Here is the order with what that happened. You said I would like some food. Without me commenting, it's here, people. I can show you. You said no pizza. There was no in between conversation. You said, "Can you order food? No pizza." That might sound easy for some people, but with Vicky, it is not. So I said, okay.
Let me ask you some yes or no questions since you want to ask.
But you haven't answered mine yet. But I'm just helping you give an accurate recollection and not just what you remember.
Okay, so let me ask you some questions.
So let me finish. You said, give me a break from cooking. I think give me a break. You should order dinner, not pizza. So there was no comment. I'm saying, even with that, you were wrong. You said not pizza. I said, hey, gonna have to help me out because other than Strawberries, I don't know these restaurants. I'm not sure some of you who are probably argue like Vicky, you're not used to where somebody pulls out facts and stuff. Gonna have to help me out because other than Strawberries, I don't know these restaurants. Remember? Then later on, you said a story. You remember, hey, I don't speak Spanish, so you said, wait. I'm joking, but you put that story, wait. You didn't order food? I said, Vicky, I literally said to let me. So in between that, I came downstairs, and I said to you, hey, no, I didn't order yet. I sent you a text to let me know because I don't know these places, which is why my next text was, Vicky, you said you didn't order food. I said, I literally said to let me know as you looked at your phone. So again, this is me reading the text. So again, other than Strawberries, I don't know these restaurants, the locals. And then we didn't talk for the rest of the night.
Okay.
Go right ahead.
O'Day, do I eat Chinese food? Do I eat Chinese food?
No. Did I offer you Chinese food?
Nope. I just wanted to know if you knew what I ate or didn't eat. Do I eat pork?
I guess you don't. No.
Do I eat red meat?
No.
Okay. So it sounds like you have a pretty good idea of some of the things I eat and some of the things I don't eat. Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
No, I'm just saying you haven't answered my question.
Wait.
No, but you haven't answered mine. Are you or are you not picky when it comes to the local restaurants or any restaurant? Yes or no? It's a simple yes or no. You still haven't answered for me.
What is picky to you?
Vicky, you are.
What is picky to you?
You have very specific things.
Like what?
Vicky, when it comes to certain foods, Vicky,
like
Vicky,
what?
you're not trying to paint this narrative as though you're not.
Like what?
As in, you like. When it comes to certain items, you rather it from a certain. I'm talking about the local spots. You rather it from a certain spot, and you will literally say, "I don't like their ABC. I don't like their XYZ." And then when it comes to the orders, you have your specific. Oh well, no, don't put the tomatoes or don't overcook it, which is stuff you say over the phone. So, which is why my response was, "You let me know which one," and then when we get to which one, then we're gonna break down what would you like because you have your certain issues with each restaurant and with each food item. You have your certain specifics. So for me to just say, hey, let's go because we're gonna get rice and meat. Let's go with I'm trying to think of some of the restaurants. Let's go with Bonao or whatever. You will even say, let's go with Bonao. And then we'll say the item. No. They're not good for that. Let's go with. So I'm like, you know what? Just let me know which spot.
Okay, so then you know what? We learned this today in couples therapy about
which we'll talk about after.
Speaking clearly.
Yes.
So I'm gonna do it all wrong though.
Go ahead.
You know what agitates the living shit out of me about this situation? And I feel like I can't be the only one. There's no way that I'm the only person who gets agitated about this shit. When I ask you to do something, I need you to just handle it. Just do it. Just get it done. If I'm asking you to order food because I just don't want to cook anymore, yo, cut me a break. Can you just order food? Whatever. I just need a break, man. I don't want to think or whatever. We've been together 10 years. We did not just meet. Just order something. Yo, there's Uber Eats. There's DoorDash. We have access to so many restaurants. Like, not even locally, but we just have access to so many restaurants. At times, I think it's disgusting how many restaurants are, like, on Route 1.
Vicky,
honestly, it is fucking insane.
Vicky, have you made that concept easy?
I don't understand.
Have you made that concept easy?
I'm still talking.
Have you made that concept easy?
I'm still talking. So I
Go
don't
ahead.
know why. I don't know why you just can't handle it.
Because
Why
you have
just
never
can't be
made
like,
that concept easy.
Why can't you just be like, yo, I'm gonna order from this place, and if I'm not responding, you're like, yo, I ordered this for you, you didn't respond. I would have appreciated, even if it's something that I didn't like,
Vicky.
I would have appreciated the fact that you just handled that shit. Just handle it. I don't want to think. I was done. I was tired. Like, yo, cut me a break. And then the fact that you're like, just like all casually coming up and down the stairs. You're not, you didn't press for it or nothing. Like, I wasn't sitting there on my phone. I was doing stuff.
No.
So-
See, again,
so-
your timeline is wrong.
No. My timeline is not wrong. My timeline is not wrong. Because how many times prior
It
to
is,
you
but
coming
go
down
ahead.
to stop me, did you come down to tell me something?
That one time when we had that conversation and you looked at your phone and you yet still didn't say, okay.
But
Here is where.
you know what? I didn't respond because I'm like, yo, why do I have to tell him where I want it? For that, I would have just ordered that shit myself. I'm
Yo.
asking you to do it because I just want a break. I don't want to be thinking about food for people again. I just want a break, bro. Just handle that shit.
Honest question, Vicky. How long would it have, no, let's be honest. How long, for anyone who feels that way, how much would it have killed you to say, I want this? I know you don't want to think, but how much would it kill you to say, you know what? That's a question.
At
Then
that-
it's just a yes or no.
You
Like,
literally
yes,
just asked
give-
me.
but
So
give-
let me answer.
go
Don't tell
ahead.
me how to answer.
Go ahead.
Let me answer. At that moment, it felt like a heavy decision. I understand that to you, it seems very light. But in that moment, when I literally just wanted to turn my brain off from the fact of trying to decide what to fucking eat, I just needed you to handle that.
Okay,
that
next,
was it.
okay, next
That's
question.
Why I asked
okay,
you to do it.
next question. Have you ever made that situation simple? Just a yes or no. Or I get it, you don't recall. Have you in the past, yes or no, have you not made that situation
when you
difficult?
do that sarcastic answer, I don't give a damn.
Okay,
to give you a
Vicky, have
reply,
you not made?
Because you're having the conversation by yourself.
have you not made that situation way more difficult than you have tried to portray just now? Yes or no?
I do have preferences to some restaurants.
No. I'm talking about, have you not made that situation the same way that you're just that you're just trying to paint as a simple, hey, I asked you to get this food, just pick a place. Have you not made that same scenario difficult in the past and not as simple as you're laying it out to be?
What is difficult?
Difficult as in, if I throw out certain places, you get upset. No, I don't want that. Even though you said just pick a place, have your response not been not as simple as you're trying to paint it to be? Because if I've ever just picked a place, and it could be a place that has what you eat and is factoring in what you don't eat, you would yet still say, you know what, then nah. And then we have this whole conversation of where we're just waiting, where you're like, okay, nah, you're picking. So it's not that easy to just be like, tell somebody, or for you to tell me, I'm going to say for you to tell me, just pick a place. You have never made that situation that simple. So which is why my response was, going off experience, I know she's saying just pick a place, but because of what I know of Vicky, if I just pick the place, she's still gonna have some reservations and stuff. So you know what, Vicky, just let me know which one. Make it easier for me. Help me out.
Again, I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that. Just get it done. That's why I asked you to do it. If I wanted to do it, then I would have just gotten it done.
This is to the point where this is even an ongoing joke with people. The whole thing of people saying, "Oh, I guess I'm gonna eat," and then it's like, I'm not just throwing this out there. This is a thing, actually, not just with you, but with people.
No, I don't care with other people. I'm talking about me.
Okay, well, with you, it's a thing that.
What's the thing?
The narrative you're trying to paint.
There's no narrative. Okay,
yes,
you know what I eat. You know what I don't eat. Right?
Stop. Okay,
you know what I eat, and you know what I don't eat.
We can't have this conversation because you're not admitting that you're not
that simple.
simple.
Okay, you're not admitting.
Okay, Vicky,
you're not admitting the responsibility.
Okay, Vicky, are you that simple? Let's be honest. Have you been that simple when it comes to just give me something to eat? Yes or no? Have you been that? Have you been that easygoing with just pick what to eat? Have you been?
If I know, do I know what I like to eat?
No. That same scenario. Whether you're tired, whether you just want to, you're not tired. Have you been? And for those of you who know Vicky or whatever, have you been that easygoing with, yo, bro, just pick something? Have you ever been that easygoing? Or you know what? With me, have you been that easygoing when it comes to food? Yes. All I want is a yes or no. If you feel no, then say no.
I don't think I have been.
Okay.
Difficult at all.
Okay. I hear you.
Says the guy that when I ask him if he wants something to eat, he'll be like, whatever. I'm like, oh my God, it's
because
so
I will be happy
annoying.
with egg, rice, and a cup of water. You know that, which reminds me of a topic I wanted to bring up. That whole thing of that topic we had of people who during the quarantine, y'all having gourmet meals that y'all prepping at home, bro. Learn how to eat struggle foods, rice and eggs, bro. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner of champions. But anyways, Vicky's mad because I was just spitting.
I'm not
I was
mad.
just spitting facts and stuff.
It's just annoying. It is honestly one of the most irritating
What's
things in
some
the
of the
world
comments?
to try to converse with someone who already decided how the conversation is going to play out. Like,
But,
it's
Vicky, I'm
literally
asking
like
you straight up,
like my brain tries so hard to not fucking explode inside of my head, because it's like, yo, if you're going to ask me a question, don't answer it for me. Just shut the fuck up and let me answer. I hate that. And you know what? You're not the only person that does it. People do it all the time, and they don't understand how absolutely annoying that is.
I don't care if it's on. Can we stay on topic right now? Of back to the topic that we're talking about.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think we're done because you feel you're not that way, even though we have situations many where it has been the opposite. So okay, I'm not going to argue it. You said you don't feel that you're that way. Okay, then that is totally fine. Then, and I just feel anyone who has been in certain situations numerous times to just all of a sudden, when it comes up again, be like, oh yeah, she's easygoing now. Let me just pick. Then you're either, what's the word, a masochist, or you just like situations where things are awkward or painful, whatever.
That's not a masochist.
Whatever, sadist, whatever the word is, where you welcome pain or whatever, and you wouldn't rely on the fact that every time in the past that scenario has come up, here has been the response, or this has been the response, then hey, that's not you. But I think that was a natural human response. And again, you could have simply said, okay, then order from here. Because if you had stopped and said, you know what, I do, I am picky or whatever, so let me just give a spot. Now, here's the spot, order the food. Or here's where I would prefer, order the food. Because we all, from my experience, you are not as easygoing as the narrative you're trying to portray right now when it comes to that specific scenario. I'm not talking about anything else, just that specific scenario of, hey, order food. You are not that easygoing. You have never been that easygoing with me when it comes to, hey, just order some food.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Because I'm going to hold back.
Okay.
I'm going to hold back.
Thank you.
I'm going to hold back because this is not going to end well here. So
okay.
I'm going to reserve what I have to say. Which actually brings me into the Facebook debate thing.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what you were talking
about.
So
I see like a lot of what Trump is doing is causing people to like argue on Facebook. And it's
Can you preface that by
like a lot of the stupid shit?
No, but our views on, well, I was going to say, I personally, like, we don't dabble in politics. So we're not Democrats saying whatever. We're not Republicans saying whatever. We're not third-party people saying whatever. We're from the outside looking in. Yes, we do vote, but you know what? I'm not here to, we're not here to be pro-Trump or anti-whatever Trump or whatever. We're just talking about the overall conversation, right? At least for me.
So when people post about some of the stupid shit that's going on, people like they start arguing on Facebook and stuff like that. And it happened to me earlier in the week, which I still have a hard time understanding how, like, at this age, right? So like younger people make sense because they're less mature in approaching certain situations. Mm-hmm. Not all young people are like that.
What age group are you talking about when you say younger?
Younger than like 28. Okay. I would say, or even 30, younger than 30. They're not as mature to handle an emotional conversation, right? And when I say emotional, I don't mean like you guys are like expressing your feelings for each other. I mean like clearly you are emotionally driven, not logically driven, but emotionally driven in this conversation. People don't know how to control themselves, and it's still so shocking to me to see people not being able to read specifically how things are written, or like
you could just
exactly
stop that being able to read.
Yeah, like it's amazing to me because it's on Facebook, right? So it's already written. Mm-hmm. So like you can go back and read what was said just to make sure that that's what you read. But also how people argue like in the like throwing insults at each other. Like I've always been so amazed by that, because I've always seen, like, when people argue, they'll say something really disrespectful to each other and then immediately go like, "Oh my God, how dare you say that to me? Like, how dare you respond in a certain way to me? Like, I didn't even get nasty with you, and you may have called them like, well, stop being so idiotic or something like that."
Oh yeah. Oh,
And it's like, you can't.
that's a clean version right there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you can't insult people and then expect a level of respect back. Like, I feel like once you insult someone, whether subliminally or more people do it subliminally, but once you insult someone, I feel like, you just like took off the
Yeah.
cages. Like, now we could just say it's no holds barred now. Like, now I can say whatever the hell I want, and you can't play the victim right now.
What happened? Continue. What happened?
I'm trying with everything in my being to not get nasty right now, and you're like tiptoeing on my patience.
Continue.
Huh? No.
Our son's in the
No.
in the studio with us.
Yeah, so I think that people just need to be a little more mindful of when they are discussing things with other people, that they are maintaining a level of respect, so that you're not like getting yourself into something that you don't really need. I can't imagine like how fun it is to just get on Facebook to be combative with every person.
Some people live for that.
Which I find it's so incredibly weird.
That's why I like those posts that people do in the mornings when they say, "Hey, good morning, everybody. What y'all mad about today?" Because there's some that just wake up mad, ready to like start a confrontation or start an argument. You know about that, right? No, I'm joking. Vicky just wakes up. What argument can I start today from a dream that he had nothing to do about? Go ahead. Card game?
Mm-hmm.
I just pulled out some. For those, explain the card game before I butcher the explanation of it. As always. Go ahead.
You're good.
So, for those of you who are new to the You, Me, We podcast, every week we like to play this card game called the And. And here's what it looks like. The And. This is not an ad. This is just a game that we like to play. It's a couples card game where they have different versions, and we have the couples version. Is that the correct description?
Mm-hmm.
We have the couples version of it. And they're conversation starters, the cards. There are categories where there are like the raunchy adult ones. Then there's categories about like you as a couple, or you know, elements of your relationship or aspects of your relationship. And we pick a card, you ask your partner the question, and they answer. And it should lead to a discussion, but we just kind of answer it and then move on to the next card. So we're gonna play about 2 cards, and then that'll be it. All right?
Okay.
So you got a card?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go ahead. You go first.
What would you think if you would have? What do you think you would find if you went through my phone right now?
What do I think I would find if I went through your phone right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like right now?
Mm-hmm.
If I went through your phone right now, I would find a group message chat or group chat that you have with your cousins where you are saying some shit about me. Like, yo, he's so annoying. Or with your cousins or with your friends, just saying how annoying I am. Or at least like talking shit about me in some way.
Okay.
I'm neither yours.
Okay.
So, what do you think I want from life?
The opportunity to do some things differently.
To do some things differently?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
Like, if you could go back and do some things differently, I think you would. I think you would really like the ability to do that.
Are you thinking about certain things in particular?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. You have another card? I have mine. Go right ahead.
What's the biggest sacrifice you've made that I haven't acknowledged?
A little louder. No. We read that one already. Pick again. Stop reading your messages and just be in the pod. Just pod.
What about our dynamic terrifies you?
What about our dynamic terrifies you? What about our dynamic terrifies us? Terrifies me. Huh. I'll bring it full circle. That that it has been more chemistry than compatibility.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why do you think I'm laughing because it's relevant to the therapist conversation we had or we're gonna have. Why do you think your work is more important than mine?
My work?
Yeah. Why do you think your work is more important than mine?
Because
So you do think your work is more important than, go ahead.
I can pass on my work to my son.
Oh, so you really do feel your work is more important than mine?
No, I think that. Well, yeah, a little bit.
Wow. Okay. You know what?
In that aspect, yeah.
Because
You can't pass down your job to your son.
I could pass down this studio, and he could end up being a 7-year-old podcasting.
But this is not your. This is not your. I guess like your full-time job.
But it could. You know what? I quit. It could be.
When it is, then the answers are different. But until now,
Okay.
it's slightly more important because I can pass it on to him.
I could pass down the passion.
Can't leave your position and your will to your son.
I could pass down the passion of higher education, and he could end up being a student affairs administrator at some point. He could grow up to be the next director of student life at a college, and follow in his daddy's footsteps. He could be the president of a college because I passed down the love for higher ed and for giving back. That's my pitch for higher ed.
He could be.
All right.
My job allows him to actually be it.
Who says he's going to go into real estate? I think that's not the right word.
Yeah.
Real estate? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I mean, he doesn't, but that's what I'm saying. He doesn't have to go into real estate.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no possibility of him gaining the benefits. It's a guaranteed.
All right. So, are we good? Is that it?
That's it, but we are not good.
Because God forbid, you know what? Never. I'm not gonna get into it. 'Cause I've said it before in other episodes. So this has been another episode of the You, Me, We podcast. For those of you who feel me, you feel me. All right. Goodbye. Thank you guys for tuning in.